esteemed viewers. This is Fine TV Gambia, your only viewpoint. Today, we are here at St. Peter's Technical Upper and Senior Secondary School to attend a program that is organized by the Human Rights Club of St. Peter's under the banner of Amnesty International in collaboration with Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. Stay tuned as we will have interview with some of the stakeholders of this particular program.
Right, thank you so much. I am Nicholas Jata, the principal of St. Peter's Technical Junior and Senior Secondary School.
Thank you, Mr. Yara. We have some questions that we would like to ask you. And the first question is, what benefit do you think this workshop will bring to your school?
I think there is a lot that we can be able to get from today's initiative, today's workshop. If you look at the human rights issues, these are fundamental to every individual, and they are the entitlements that every individual is supposed to have. So, if students of St. Peter's are beginning to know these are their rights and these are also their responsibilities, at least it creates a situation in which we tend to understand each other, because sometimes you tend to realize that there are some misconceptions or a situation in which students do not actually understand this is indeed a right or is indeed a privilege. So an opportunity like this empowers the students, gives them that kind of high self-esteem, such that wherever that they go, they're able to know what is expected of them in any community that they find themselves. So in a nutshell, it gives the students the opportunity for them to be able to excel in any part of the world that they find themselves, because rights in general you cannot in any way negotiate. Rights in general are entitlement, and they need to be given without any delay. So it's important for students of St. Peter's to be aware of the rights that they have, even rights to come to school, freedom of life, freedom of expression, right to nationality. There are so many things that, in fact, rights to be able to associate themselves, and this is one important aspect, that every student in St. Peter's belongs to a particular club. So if you belong to a particular club, it actually helps them to do better, and it also exposes the students to the realities of life in terms of best practices that are actually available or related to rights as an individual.
Thank you so very much. As far as human rights club or human rights activists are part of your school, what are some of the role played by them?
I think there's a lot of things that are being played by the human rights clubs of St. Peter's. They have actually got outreach programs as far as Fatima Senior Secondary School. They've also had activities where they were being taught or sensitized on the importance of climate change related activities, where we need to look at ways in which we protect our environment, ways in which we look in a better way of ensuring that we live in an environment where we are also creating an opportunity that the next generation that is actually coming are given an opportunity to live a decent life. So even in terms of the recent thing that we're talking about, election. Now, in terms of election, it's central for the child to know, or for the student to know, that I have the right to vote once I am eligible. And during, when it comes to election periods, it's important for them to be able to dissociate themselves with issues that are not related to peace building. Now, for instance, during election time, it's important let them cast their votes. And as soon as they are able to cast their votes, it's important for them to reach to their household level, sit and watch from the Independent Electoral Commission to be able to tell us who probably serves as the potential winner of the election. So, in such, let them be able to exercise their rights as individual, but in a more professional way, rather than them being used probably by politicians for their own selfish interest. So, as students of St. Peter's, um, there is a lot that can be learned, and there's a lot that has been done as a result of the human rights club that we have here. It's actually doing a lot of, and there are a lot of initiatives that they are actually coming up, and even migration as an aspect. It's also important to have one-on-one sensitization, and with such, the trend at which so many vibrant youths are actually leaving the shores of the Gambia, I think it's also um, a situation where people need to look at what could be the way forward, and let's dialogue and look at the root causes of it, and what could be the measures that could be taken to probably mitigate or stop other people from using the journey in which one is not even too soft reaching to the promised land.
Thank you. And what's your final say?
Well, my final say is to the students of St. Peter's, they need to belong to a club because as far as we are concerned, students of St. Peter's, each student belongs to a particular club. And in any club that you belong to, let your presence be felt. You need to be more vibrant and come with a lot of initiative that will make St. Peter's to become second to none. As far as we are concerned as a school, we are more prepared to be able to lead and then reach to wherever our objectives are actually set or in line with the vision of St. Peter's.
Thank you so much. I am August Jata. I'm the head of the Life Skills Education Unit at Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, the Directorate of In-Service Training and Lifelong Learning.
First question that I'll ask you is what's your collaboration with Amnesty International?
Thank you so much. The Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education started collaboration with Amnesty International, especially Dakar office, at 2018. That's when we started the implementation of human right. We call it the Human Right Friendly School Project. And when we started with 6 schools that piloted this project. From those 6 schools, we increased it down to 10, and from the 10 schools down to 15. And you'll see that it's because of the impact that the respective clubs are making in their respective schools and communities, and that influence the donors to actually continue supporting the existence of the club. So the agreement was signed between the ministry and also Amnesty International, and since then, school clubs that are under the Human Rights Friendly School Project have been implementing activities through this funding and support from Amnesty International.
Thank you. And after assessing the whole program, what's your impression?
Yes, we've been around the schools, and finally we are in St. Peter's, and then St. Peter's is also part of the Human Rights Friendly School project. And going through the assessment and the implementation and the monitoring of the students' output, we understand that the club is having a great impact in the lives of the students. The students attest that and some of the impact in terms of what the trainings that we have been conducted, and since they joined the club, it helps them in their communication building. It helps them in the building of their self-esteem. It helps them in also understanding the issues of human rights, issues of child rights, but also issues of responsibility as students. But it's also helped them to also serve as advocates for their peers or fellow students. Some of them have, with the fact that some of their students cannot or peers cannot speak for themselves. But the trainings that we are conducted for them through the Human Rights Club project helps them to actually advocate for their respective peers in terms of their rights when they are violated, and in terms of how do they modify their behaviors. And for me, that was very impressive. If students who are part of the club are testifying, giving a testimony of how the being in part of the club shaped their lives, and it for me is a call that this active initiative is a very positive initiative, and it's good for the school too.
All right. And what's your final say?
Finally, I want to thank you. When I came, I see that you are helping the club in terms of publicity, and I want to thank you for the coverage. Fine TV has been a very instrumental social media platform that helps in shaping and addressing educational needs. They've gone beyond education. They've gone far outside education. The scope is widening, and that shows the great job that you are doing. And we want to appreciate the fact that you come to the club and trying to showcase what the activities that they are doing. And I want to commend you to keep it up. And I want to also challenge all the students to continue advocating for rights and responsibilities of students, but also to go as far as making sure that they help in shaping and trying to change the dimension, the dynamics of some of these things that we are taking place in the community that are seen as normal. As far as some corners concerned, like I told them, some of those things that are seen as normal in terms of abuse, harassment, and exploitation, those things are not normal, they are abnormal. Yeah, so if you are advocating and working towards making sure that those things are breached, that is very positive, and we don't look at those things as normal things now, but abnormal, because we are in such a community that we understand that now the world is at a stage that we have to build ourselves, build our life skills, and such platform as the Human Rights Club is what will give you the platform to do that. And I thank your station, I thank your social media platform for showcasing the talents of these young people in St. Peter's Senior Secondary School.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jatha, and we are honored to be part of this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you.